My next guest is a Los Angeles-based writer and podcaster who's worked several high-level jobs in both legacy publishing and digital content. Her new book, Ambition Monster, is a personal memoir about workaholism, the addictive nature of ambition, and the humbling process of picking yourself up when the world lets you down. Please welcome to New Day, Jennifer Romolini. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
This is such a great issue to attack, right? We've all felt like it, but when you started writing this book, it was during the pandemic. That was a really crazy stage for all of us. Set the scene of what was going on in your life.
So I had been at that point kind of a popular speaker, so a lot of my income came from speaking gigs, and I was working across, a number of different consulting gigs, and everything dried up, right?
Yeah.
So it was really a reset, and I really had to think about, what do I actually want in this career? Sometimes you're running and running and running, and you don't have time to think. But this gave me the opportunity to really think, like, where am I at in this career, and what am I going to do next?
Yeah, and that's a powerful moment to be in. So sharing it with the world is going to be really key. I like how it's written. I like how you write. It's very stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's a really honest and raw look at trying to have it all. I think that some of us, in some way or another, have been there in a place. What did you learn about yourself that you didn't know?
I think I didn't realize how much I was hiding in work. I worked compulsively. I worked all the time. I felt itchy if I wasn't working. And I'd really conflated my value with my productivity. And I think that what I learned was, I had a lot to work out that was outside of work. And I'd put so much into it, and I had sort of like escaped a lot because of it, I think.
Yeah. One of the things that I actually particularly find a hard time with is my job being my identity.
Yes.
And that could be so dangerous.
Yes.
Especially with what you went through. Like, how did you work through that?
Well, I started putting more investment instead of proving my worth, I started putting more investment in my family, in community, in friends, in myself. I started putting the same kind of energy that I'd put into work into other things in my life, so that the pie chart of my life started to have some more balance.
Like fullness.
Fullness, exactly.
That's really good advice.
Yeah, because I think we can be ambitious for the wrong things, right? And we don't place the kind of value in being ambitious for, having a good partnership, being a good parent, all of those things, being a good friend. I think we should be as ambitious for those things as we are for work.
Let's talk about that. What was behind your ambition for work?
I think for me, I'd had a very chaotic childhood, and I had a lot of feelings of being a bad kid. I think girls go through this a lot. You're not good enough. You're trying to prove yourself constantly.
You want to be the good girl.
You want to be the good girl. And I think I was always trying to prove that I was good through, a high performance review, or a pat on the head, or the next title, or, a good LinkedIn profile, all of those things,
I think also the thing that really struck me about this book along those lines is conflating like external success with happiness.
Yes.
And the danger that can be. And I mean, I've been guilty of it.
Yeah.
So what was going on underneath all that?
What was going on underneath all that was just constant striving, because it was never enough, because I didn't feel foundationally okay, right? And I think, the experiences happen to us. All of us have messed up lives. But if we don't process what's happened to us, and we just kind of try to outrun it, then we're just going to keep setting a new goal and a new goal. Next time I'm going to feel good. Next time I'm going to feel good. And you realize there's never a next time.
Well, and society also sets us up for this, right?
Yes.
Especially in the era I grew up in, 80s kid, 90s, like success is money, success is wanting more. And that brings me to one of the things I love most about the book is you bring up this thing called the WART test, which I think is fabulous. Tell us about WART test.
The WART test is something called the Work Addiction Risk Test. And it tests you on compulsive tendencies, low self-esteem, overproductivity, and it asks 25 questions, and you rate yourself from 1 to 5 on those questions. I have a hard time delegating. I will prioritize work over family. Things like that. And you start to go through it, and if you see yourself in it, you start to realize you have a bit of a problem.
Right. You write a sampling of those statements. Are those your statements?
No. Those are statements in the test.
Okay. I was just saying, like, kudos to your vulnerability. But I think, like, again, we all have this place and this piece in us. One of the reviewers wrote, if you find yourself on the other end of burnout, trying desperately to figure out a new way forward, this is the book for you. What do you hope readers take away from this experience?
I hope that ambition is not a bad thing. I think ambition can be really a force for good, but I hope that we interrogate our reasons for having that ambition.
Yeah.
You know, what are you ambitious for?
Yeah.
Is it just for something outside of yourself, or is it something internal?
Yeah.
There's an internal piece.
Yeah.
So I hope that people start to look at work that way, if they can.
Yeah. My therapist always talks about the tormentors in our head, and I know that your ambition monster still probably comes out from time to time. What do you tell your ambition monster to put it back in its cave?
I just say, this is enough. You're okay, this is enough. Because I think that we never feel like we're enough. And so that's what the chase is about, you know? And outside of basic survival, like, what does work need to be for us?
It's truth. That's so true. Drop the mic on that one.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I can ask. Thank you so much, Jennifer. This was wonderful talking to you about this really incredible book, Changing the Way We Think About Ambition.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, if you'd like to hear more from Jennifer, she has a book event tonight, June 13th, at the Elliott Bay Book Company.